told you my dad passed. When my dad passed, I am executive of his will. My dad had his bills I've been doing for the last 25 years. I always did every bill. I always took care of dad's finances and everything. I have a large family. What happens with death and family? Money. As soon as you do, things go on. Now, my brothers and sisters, that's never going to happen to us. No way. We are the family unit. So I thought. Okay, so at the end, one of my sisters thought that, I told you, Dad was good for 6 months. He only got sick the last 3 or 4 days. And he was so sick, I couldn't keep up with all the communications. So I put a camera in his house. So all of my family could see how he was doing the whole 6 months, not the last 3 days, the whole 6 months. They had access to Dad so that we were having fun, we were doing songs. So they all had that access. But the last 3 days, I couldn't keep up with telling them individually what was going on. I was busy with hospice. I was busy. One of my sisters thought I killed my dad. Yeah. So he actually told his brother, yeah, your brother would still be alive, but Jo-Ann, and you killed him. So it's like, it crushed me. And I know in my heart, she didn't mean it. She is hurting because she didn't live close enough, because she just couldn't. And I know. We haven't spoken. My dad's been dead a year and a half. We haven't spoken once in a year and a half. Okay? Doesn't mean I don't love her. It doesn't mean she doesn't love me.
Right.
She's just hurting again. And I have another sister who jumped on board with her. And because of, so our family is not what it was 2 years ago. If anything happens to any one of us, we are going to rally that wagon like you can't imagine. But right now, we are in a difficult place. How do I deal with that? Well, I don't bother them. I don't think badly about them. I feel that they are still as special to me as they ever have been. And I feel as special to them as if you have a good enough base with people, things that happen in life are just things that happen. So those of you who are out there saying, oh, look how happy she is. She's got nothing wrong. I have things wrong with my life. I'm sorry, but I do. But I've dealt with them. I've talked to God and I've asked him, how do you want me to deal with this? And it's like, how do you forgive somebody who's never asked for forgiveness?
Right.
So basically, my family is still intact, but kind of apart. However, if they ever get to see this, I love you guys. I do, and I know they know I did not kill my dad. I mean, that's kind of it. Because I wanted his money. Money means nothing to me. Literally nothing to me. And people say, well, yeah, that's because you have it. No, that's not because I have it. Okay. I'm only starting to get it. Remember, I was laid off. But money means nothing. And they know. I mean, I took care of Dad's bills for 25 years. I could have taken his money and tell him, we all got a good amount of money. We all got enough, and everybody's happy. But yeah, I have some sadness too. It's here, but it's not going to define me.
Right. The sadness does not.
It does not define me. I'm going to live every day of my life. I still love them all, and I know they still love me.
Yeah,
I hope someday we get back.
Yeah, Jo-Ann, I do think that you're unique. Some of us have to work extremely hard to be happy. And if for those people who are listening, I just want to say, like, the sadness does not define you, but until you deal with it, it is going to be a problem.
It made me sick to my stomach for several months. There's no doubt about that. It upset me. It upset me to have somebody who knows me so well. Somebody who, I love the casino. I know, don't hold it against me, guys, but I love the slot machines. I do. But I don't like them to gamble. I like them because of the joy I get. When I win, I give the money away. I bought 14 iPads for my sisters, my nieces, my nephews. I just love that. So I haven't given it since COVID started. It hasn't hurt me. It's no big deal, but I haven't given any iPads away either. But so I love giving it away. I never keep my money. I think of that as gambling. That would be no good. So I take my money back that I put in, but I always give away. So these are sisters who have received my iPads. They know I don't care about money. So I know that they're just hurting. So I was able to identify in my own self. I was able to talk through it and work with it. And I went into the Bible a lot, and I did Psalm 23, and that really helped a lot. And I grounded myself. And because of all of that, I was able to come through this knowing that they didn't do it on purpose. And if they didn't do it on purpose, they're going to eventually realize that I didn't kill Dad. And it'll come through. I mean, it will get here someday.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us right now, I've decided to go long form today because I saw an amazing podcast with Jordan Peterson, and he was talking about the value of these ongoing conversations. And when we watch something that's just like a short podcast or something like this, or listen to a short live, so often at the end of the interviews I've been doing, we hit end broadcast and then the real story comes out. And I'm like, this is amazing. Like, now I feel like my guest is my best friend, but like everybody just missed this part, and that's normal. But today Jo-Ann has been generous and said, yeah, let's just go long form on it. So I just want to recap what you've just been saying. So when the sadness hits, because it does for all of us, and especially in family and relationships, I love that you said that you made a decision not to bother the family member that you were having a conflict with, that you decided not to think badly of them, to believe the best about them, to put it in like a positive affirmation. So don't bother those people. Don't think badly of them. Take it to God to deal with them. So talk to God and ask, how do you, God, want me to talk to this person or respond to this person? How do you want me to deal with this situation? I had this come up in my own life on Sunday, and I was so broken because I have been so afraid to tell the truth because I was afraid that relationship would go away. So I don't know if this happens to you, Jo-Ann, but for me, I've just been like, I cannot say everything that I think or feel about a certain relationship because fear of loss of love. And so I pulled out Dr. Henry Cloud's Boundaries.me, good old fashioned Henry Cloud, and I listened to it. And he's like, if you are motivated by fear of losing a relationship, that's not love. That's codependency. And when that comes up, that robs our joy. So like for me, some of the sadness that I'm carrying right now is processing two things. One is I haven't been honest in some of my relationships because I was afraid to be honest for fear of loss of love. Well, Jesus says that we are secure in his love. So as he heals me and restores me, I can be more and more straightforward about things. But I don't like confrontation.
No.
I hate confrontation. In the past, I have not represented myself well in confrontation. And actually, I have a tendency to overtake the blame. Like, even if it's not my fault, I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I breathed. And I've done that, and it sabotaged me over and over again. But I'm like, okay, Lord, I can't come at that. I can't be like that. And my clients need me to show up differently for them. And what's so beautiful is that redefining my own career and going from just having a focus of, being a hospitality house to I'm going to bring my A game for my clients has meant that I get to speak my truth in a relationship where it's structured and safe. And now that's spilling over into so many other areas of my life too. So I love what you're sharing. I love that you said, sadness does not define me. And that when you were going through that hard time, in the crux of it with your sister, that you went to the Word, you went to the Bible, and you went to Psalm 23, and that really grounded you. So love that.